Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Q1 FY23 earnings conference call of Prestige Estate Projects Limited, hosted by Axis Capital Limited. We have with us today Mr. Irfan Razak, Chairman Managing Director, Mr. Venkat Narayana, CEO, Mr. Amit Mor, CFO, along with other senior members of Prestige Estate Projects Limited, and Mr. Samar Sarda from Axis Capital Limited. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star, then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Samir Sarda from Axis Capital Limited. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Yashashri. Good evening, everybody, and thanks again for taking the time out. May I please request Mr. Razak to take over for his initial comments on the sector and the company. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you again. It's a pleasure to again host this conference. I welcome everybody to this. As you would have seen our numbers, I think the team and the entire company has done amazing work to see that they could clock 3,000 plus crore sales in a quarter, which for me is quite overwhelming. But the team is looking at bigger things. Of this, obviously, 750 crores came from Mumbai and the rest from other geographies. But there's a lot of work to do. I think we'll keep doing more. As far as the sector itself is concerned, I believe in spite of all the headwinds that we are getting in terms of interest rates, in terms of cost escalations, we still have got our head together and we have got different ways of mitigating this, and I'm sure the momentum will not drop. And the other sectors in which we are in, like hospitality and retail, have really kicked in. Hospitality is doing very good. The business has really boomed, and our newest asset, that is the JW Marriott in Prestige Golfshire, also has traded well in the last 3 months. Similarly, all the other assets that we hold, like the Sheraton Grand and the Conrad Hotel, all have done exceedingly good business. And of course, retail, we are now on the verge of opening and completing an opening for trading 2 large malls, one in Bangalore, that is the Prestige Falcon City with a large auditorium also. That's a 1 million square feet plus mall. All leasing is almost completed. We are near 100% overbooked in terms of tenancies, and the mall should start trading on the Rajyotsava day. And similarly, Kochi, maybe a month later, or latest by December, even that should start trading. With these 2 new malls trading, another 4 or 5 which are under planning, design, the execution, even that will get kicked off. Next 3 to 4 years that happens. But the business in retail has done well and continues to do well. And we have kept tabs on what's happening on the retail market. Though our initial portfolio of 8 malls we have divested to Blackstone, but we are well aware of how the trading is happening, and it's trading well. And office is doing well. Office leasing is also quite strong, and we have minimal vacancies, near about 3 or 5% vacancy, which is minimal. And going forward, the demand is good and the traction is good, and we believe more and more work will come to this country. And of course, property management is there. It's a baseline that keeps happening as we complete projects. And we are also looking at doing bigger things in the warehousing section. With this, I think I'll ask Venkat to supplement whatever he'd like to say, and then we can open for Q&A.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone, for the participation of post-results Concall. Just quickly take you through the operational highlights for the quarter. It's been yet another good quarter. 3,000 plus crores of pre-sales. We sold 3.63 million square foot of area. Average pricing is around 8,500 rupees per square foot. We sold 2,560 units in the quarter. It is translating to almost 28 homes a day being sold in the Q1. Collections are also good at 2,146 crores, up 110% compared to last year same quarter. And we had 9.67 million square foot of launches during the quarter, spread of office and residential. 2 residential projects predominantly in Prestige City at Mulund and Prestige City at Bangalore, and 2 office projects in Bangalore. We also had 3 project completions, all 3 smaller projects: Woodland Park, Prestige Metropolitan, and extension of Prestige The Art, 0.78 million square foot of area. And sales have come across all projects. Bangalore contributed to 65% of sales. As Chairman said in the opening remarks, we were extremely happy the kind of response that we have received for our launches in Bombay. 25% of the pre-sales have come from Bombay between 2 projects, Prestige City at Mulund and Prestige Judson Classic at Baitula. Moving on, with respect to financial performance, we had 2,000 crores of top line, 2,011 crores of top line coming in this quarter. We had completed and recognized revenue from one of the major projects, Prestige Zindal City, that contributed significantly because given the completed method of contract, the project got completed and we recognized the revenue. EBITDA is at 535 crores and PAT at 251. Margins are at 26.59 and 12.48. And during the quarter, in terms of spend, with respect to different segments, we had spent overall 1,472 crores of money on construction of various projects. Segment-wise breakup would be on residential and commercial projects meant for sale. We have spent around 1,127 crores. Commercial capex projects we have spent 218 crores. Retail capex projects we spent 77 crores, and hospitality 50 crores. 2 projects retail, primarily Falcon City Mall and Prestige Forum at Kochi, will get completed this year and incrementally start contributing to the rental income to the extent of 180 crores per annum. So with this brief, we would like to open the forum for question and answers.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. We have our first question from the line of Biplab Debbarma from Antique Stock Broking. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, my first question is on the BKC project. So I happened to be passing by that area and saw some excavation and some work going on. So my question is, you have put it still in the upcoming project and not the ongoing. I assume that since you have started excavation, you would put this in ongoing. And second, on this follow-up is, sir, has both the BKC work is going on both BKC 1 and BKC 2, or only just BKC 1? Because the area is quite large from what I saw. So that's my first question, sir.
Thank you. So the BKC 1 and 2, that is, we call it as X and Y buildings, the work has started in both of them. In terms of completion, there may be a difference of 6 months or so, but work has started. Both will be moved from upcoming projects to ongoing projects this quarter.
Okay. That's so BKC 2 is work also started in BKC 2. So that's a great news. And
BKC 2, what we call it as Y building, X and Y, will have an office space as well as hotel in that.
Okay, that's a great news. And the second question is on the Delhi Aerocity project. And there also I have seen that we have put it in ongoing. So has the work started there? I mean, what kind of work has started there? In that Delhi Aerocity project, sir? And can you give us some idea what you are going to do there?
No. Aerocity work is in full swing. Since you stay in Bombay, you keep observing BKC work progress. But in fact, the pace of work in Aerocity is very good. And hopefully we should be able to complete the project in the calendar year 24.
Okay, calendar 24. And what about BKC 1 and 2? When you expect it to, this project will be...
3.5 years from now.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I'll come back in the queue.
Thank you. We have our next question from the line of Rishabh Parekh from Sunidhi Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so just following on the question of the previous participant, are we to assume that all permissions have been received for BKC 1 and 2?
Yes.
Okay.
All permissions, including environment, CRZ, everything has been received.
Okay, that's great. And secondly, my question was on...
Again, I have to tell you, that is, you see, in Mumbai it works little differently. So it's a different stages as you keep building, but as things stand, including height also has been received.
So we can build out the full building in 3.5 years without needing any more permissions?
We'll take it as 4 years, sir.
Sure. And my second question was on a net debt level. So we have guided for 0.5x net debt to equity ratio. So, the ceiling comes to about 4,500 odd crores. We are currently at about 4,000 crores. So, does that guidance still hold? And how are we looking to manage the debt level from going ahead?
No, guidance holds good. No issues. We have enough cash flows coming in for the new launches that we are going to do. We've got completed inventory which is going to give cash flows. And our net worth also will increase because more and more projects will get completed and come for revenue recognition.
Yeah, okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, please press star and 1 on your phone. We have our next question from the line of Parikshit Kanpal from HDFC Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, Venkat, and hi, Irfanji. Congratulations on a strong quarter, sir. So my first question is on the Mumbai portfolio on the residential side. So we had all the projects which had approval got launched, and we had a robust quarter in terms of pre-sales. So if you can just highlight what is the residual GDV release in this year, and are we still holding to that 3,000 crores of pre-sales number for the full year?
You are not fully...
I couldn't hear properly, sir.
1 second.
We just couldn't hear you correctly.
Is it better now? Hello?
Better. But what you're asking is clear, but the question...
I'll ask the question, sir. I'll repeat my question. So I was asking, sir, in this quarter, we had almost all the Mumbai projects getting launched. So, and we had a very strong quarter in terms of pre-sales. So for the year as a whole, so what are the residual launch pipeline for the Mumbai portfolio? And what is the pre-sales number we are targeting for the full year as a whole?
Okay, all right. See, now the 738 crores, what you're seeing is for just 45 days of sales. And then, of course, when you do a launch, you always have a bigger multiplier. We've launched 2 projects, that is Jasdan Classic as well as the Prestige City in Mulund. And now we are going to concentrate on Pali Hills. Of course, that's pretty small. It's in terms of area. Even that, I believe, will start clocking and will start giving us numbers. Going forward, we've got one other major project which will definitely happen in this financial year, which is the Ocean Towers, which is Marine Lines. And hopefully, maybe, and you see Prestige City in Mulund, what we launched is only one Tower D in Belenza. We've got Tower E, F, all of that tower. Actually, C we did. Now we've got D, E, F. And then we've got much more second phase. We've also got Siesta. So there's a lot more inventory that will keep coming quarter on quarter as we keep selling. And we also have tied up in Shiv Shahi, which now the society has finally given the green signal. Well, the plans have been drawn up. It depends on how soon, how long it takes us to get the approvals. Once the approvals are in place, even that will come. But again, it all depends on the approval process.
We look at 3,000 to 4,000 crores of pre-sales coming from this region during this fiscal.
In this financial year, so FY23 you're talking about, right?
Yes.
So does it include the contribution coming in from the Ocean Towers?
It includes everything. Actually, and you see the Shiv Shahi, we've named the project Prestige Nautilus. So that's the name that we've given. In case I think team believes that they want to change it, it's up to there. Right now, it's a working name.
And what is the total gross development value of the Shiv Shahi? Because I think the earlier developers mentioned about 4,000 crores plus. So is it the right number?
No, that will be there because see, they had the earlier developer had taken into account some TOD which is not going to happen. There are some height issues. What we've done is we've scaled down the whole thing and brought it in line with whatever height that realistically can be approved. And I think we are looking at some 5 FSI approximately.
So around between 3 and 3,500 crores is what would come. We are still in the drawing stage with respect to what is the exact saleable area that we can get without any problem. Well, all in all, just to answer your question, the total sale value of all the projects put together, that is Prestige City at Mulund, Prestige Daffodils, Prestige Ocean Towers, and the Prestige Judgment Classic, and Prestige Nautilus, which Mr. Irfan just mentioned, leaving aside the Jijamata Nagar, would be close to
around 2,500 to 3,000 crores.
Overall value.
Overall value will be quite
around 18,000 crores total sale value.
18,000 crores, wow. All put together. And you will be having periodic quarterly releases, right? Like, so every tower, like the tower which you released just now, another tower D, which you mentioned in the call on Mulund. So what will be the area approximately and the gross development value of that tower?
I don't have it handy with me because we have not broken down the project in that manner, but I'll share it with you.
Okay, sure, Venkat. The second question was on now we are moving with the commercial portfolio from this into ongoing projects. So are we in talks? Because what I hear from the leading IPCs that you already started engaging for some anchor tenants, and also is there any visibility of the glide pathway? Like in this financial year, we have some tenants coming in at the anchor level in X and Y towers. So either in BKC or in Mahalakshmi. So any guidance or any sense you can give us on that?
Well, actually, both these locations are top class. Both these developments are going to be grade A plus. There is a lot of interest from all quarters, but for strategic reasons, I can't spell it out now. We'll let you know as we go along because I don't want to reveal all my cards just now on this call. But all I can say is the interest is huge and the traction is big and only good things are going to happen.
But by this year end, something will happen, sir? Any anchor coming by? Do you think by this year end you will have something in some tenant in place?
If something happens, we'll definitely, you'll be the first ones to come to know. But for strategic reasons, I don't want to spell out things just now.
Okay. Sure. So just lastly, Venkat, if you can tell us what is the total gross debt number for this quarter?
Gross debt is around 5,600 crores.
Okay. Thank you, sir. And those were my questions and all that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. We have our next question from the line of Pritesh Sheth from Motilal Oswal Financial Services. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so thanks for taking my question and congrats on sustaining the strong residential performance. First question is on the cash flow side. So what were the land investments we made this quarter, and what should be the number that we should look forward to for this year, given that we already have a 1 quarter business?
Yeah, 700 crores is the overall investment in land, buybacks and deposits, 770 crores in this quarter. And considering the fact that we have around 7,000 crores of inventory right now, but our pre-sales target is to benchmark at least beyond what we have done last year, there is a need to launch more projects, and that's what we are working on right now. We will have enough launches coming across various cities. Hyderabad, we have Prestige City coming up, we have Prestige Rock Cliff coming up, and we have Prestige Neopolis, 3 projects. We have Prestige Highline coming up in Chennai, large project, a little over 2 million square foot. We have multiple projects in Bangalore. We have Prestige Ocean Towers in Mumbai coming up. So we are adding to the inventory so that there are options available. There is geographical spread, and we can cross the pre-sale number as a target that we have kept. So we need to increase the business development and add enough upcoming projects to operate from where we used to be before at 5,000 crores of pre-sale level to 10,000 crores of pre-sale level. So you can expect the business development activity to continue at around 700 crores, 600 to 700 crores per quarter kind of a deployment.
Got it. And whatever we have acquired till now, Hyderabad, Chennai, everything is right now paid out for, or we are still, there's a balance that need to be paid for those land banks that we have acquired in last couple of quarters?
Yeah. So in Hyderabad and some of it in Bangalore put together, we have balance to pay off around 250, 300 crores.
Okay, got it. And one last, in terms of your Bangalore performance, in terms of pre-sales, we had 2,000 crore this quarter. Should we assume that, we would be probably be sustaining this number in Bangalore, and most of the growth is going to come from the other markets like Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad, where we are scaling up?
Yeah, Bangalore also, we have launches in other geographies coming up. If you look at last year number, little over 10,000 crores we have done predominantly from Bangalore and Hyderabad. Hyderabad has contributed for 1,000 plus crores of sales, and Bangalore gave little over 8,500 crores. So, there's a room to do so much, and Mumbai will be new addition. Of course, we'll have a launch in NCR also toward the end of this quarter, early next quarter.
Yeah, so just to clarify again, Bangalore would be somewhere 8,000, 8,500 crore, and rest of the growth will come from other regions, right? That's what you mean.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. Okay, fair enough. That's it from my side, and all the best. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have a next question from the line of Biplab Debbarma from Antique Stock Broking. Please go ahead.
Thank you. So, sir, on the Seashahi project, first of all, congratulations. Excellent property. And, sir, my understanding is that the project was stuck previous developer. It was like 7-8 years. The project was stuck. So I am assuming, you can throw some light, I'm assuming there were issues like there were lenders, there were various parties like buyers who have already bought some land and all. So are we to assume that all those issues have been thrashed out? So that is my first question, sir.
Yeah, without thrashing that out, we won't even touch the project.
Precondition.
So all the liabilities, legal assets, financial liabilities has been thrashed out. Exactly, sir.
Everything has to get cleaned up. Only then we enter.
Okay, excellent, sir. Excellent. That's excellent news. And just one more question is on the BKC X and Y project. Sir, I'm just asking the basic question. Sir, have you decided that whether we will do leasing model or for sale model or mix, or we will decide it later? How we are going to go about it, these two projects, sir?
No, that's again a very good question. As I said, we have certain thoughts and strategy in our mind. We are working on it, and it's too early for us to spell it out. The only thing that we can tell you is we have got all the approvals, and we have already broken ground by filing, and the contractors have been appointed. It's L&T, and work will commence or has commenced soon.
That's great. So, sir, just a final question. Who are the contractors? And just so I forgot, what would be the total leasing area in these two projects?
Okay. Which one?
Total?
Sir, BKC XY, who are the contractors? And
contractors is L&T. L&T has been given the contract, and they're already on board.
Okay.
And in this, even CDRE, other project managers.
And what would be the total leasing area in both X and Y?
Leasing area. Okay. I think leasing area both put together will be roughly around 4 billion.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. That's great news, sir.
Thank you. We have our next question from the line of Poonam Joshi from Nirmal Bang Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
yeah.
Please
We
go
can
ahead.
hear you.
Yeah. Thank you for taking my question and congratulations to the management for the good set of numbers. I have query, like we have a pipeline of roughly around 19 million square feet, especially in annuity business, that is in commercial space. I believe out of which 10 million is supposed to come at Mahalakshmi. So wanted your understanding, when is it supposed to get launched? Any timeline do you have for that?
We're talking about commercial portfolio.
Yeah, yeah.
So, can you please repeat the question specifically? What is it regarding Mahalakshmi?
So wanted to understand that when is it expected to get launched, especially in Mahalakshmi location, wherein we have a huge pipeline, roughly around 10 million square feet. Is it expected to get launched in this year?
We don't have 10 million launch just now.
Mm-hmm.
We have Liberty Towers, Prestige Liberty Towers, which is 2.74 million square foot of office.
Okay, but our pipeline is roughly around 19 million.
Okay. Sorry. If you are referring to Jijamata Nagar,
Yeah.
project which is a large project, yeah. So that is slated for launch not this fiscal, maybe in the next fiscal. So Prestige Liberty Towers, which is at Mahalakshmi, we have just commenced the work. The project is already started, and it will move to ongoing projects this quarter. And the other project that you are referring to, Jijamata Nagar, that will be the next fiscal.
Okay, it would be next fiscal year. Understood. So one more thing, I see that the revenue from commercial project has declined sharply by 12.4%. Is it because you have concluded phase 2 deal with Blackstone in last quarter? Hello?
We have concluded the PPPIB that started sale because of this.
Sir, your volume is low.
So last quarter, last year we concluded sale of a transaction to CPPIB in a project called Prestige StarTech. Therefore, the rentals are down because of the sale transaction.
Okay, it's a sales transaction.
Yeah, we sold one building, rental only building to CPPIB.
Okay. And what would be the consideration for this?
The gross consideration was little over 2,000 crores, and we had 51% stake in that.
51% stake. Okay. And that would be for what leasable area, if you can elaborate?
Your voice is echoing, ma. We're not able to follow your question.
Okay. Am I audible now?
Yeah. Now it's okay. Otherwise, it's echoing.
1 second now.
Ma'am, please use the handset.
1 second. Hello?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Wanted to understand the leasable area for that transaction.
Which transaction?
The sale transaction, like one building we have sold out, right?
Okay, little over 1 million square foot.
Sorry? 1 million?
Little over 1 million square foot. Prestige StarTech, little over 1 million square foot.
Okay. And one more thing. So right now the interest
I
rate.
request you to come back in the queue.
Okay, sure. I'll come back in the queue later. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would request you to restrict your questions to 2 at a time. We have our next question from the line of Sameer Baisiwala from Morgan Stanley. Please go ahead.
17% year on year.
Yeah, thank you so much. Venkat, can you update us on the funding platform that you were planning with some private equity players to, for land acquisitions?
Hi, Sameer. So we have concluded our discussions with the partner, the LP, who is going to be the sovereign fund, and we are in the documentation phase. This quarter, the platform will be hopefully live, and we also have identified the assets which will be acquired in the platform. So by the time we have conversation next quarter, we should be able to give more details. all the discussions with respect to the terms, identifying the investor, the size of the platform is going to be around 2,500 crores to begin with.
Okay, that's excellent. And the second question is, any updated thoughts on the 15% stake that you have in the mall portfolio that you had divested? Whether you want to keep it or do you want to monetize it? Any thoughts would be great.
So as you must be aware, Blackstone is, I think, getting ready for listing of retail REIT, consolidating all the assets that we have. So therefore, our stake will get converted into the REIT unit. And once that happens, we'll take a decision whether we should retain the units or we should monetize.
Okay. And one final
Sir, I request you to come back in the queue.
Let me finish off the question, no?
Okay, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay, thanks. Just Venkat, on the BD activities, now what really interests you going forward now that you have have a very strong hold in Mumbai? So just your thoughts, locations, verticals, or cities that you're looking for.
I think given the fact that we've been able to deliver over 70 million square feet of area last 5 years across various geographies, and there's a lot of traction towards the credible developers who are able to deliver during this challenging 5 years. Residential is a good bet that we are looking at. We don't have much presence in NCR. We have one project launch that is coming up. I think we'll look at that geography, and we'll also look at residential projects in Pune, in addition to existing geographies.
Okay, so NCR, Pune would be the additional cities plus your current markets.
Current market.
Okay, and within your current market is Bangalore, Mumbai. Are you going to do more, or is it some other cities?
Bangalore, Hyderabad, Mumbai.
Okay, perfect.
Maybe a project in Goa as well.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Large project in Goa. We're planning.
Thank you. We have our next question from the line of Kunal Lakhan from CLSA. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Good evening. My first question was on our BKC projects. In fact, our Mumbai commercial projects. If you can just give some color on how much money we have spent.
Mr. Lakhan, please stay connected. The management line is disconnected. Please wait. Mr. Lakhan, can you repeat your question, please?
Yeah, sure. So on our Mumbai projects, commercial projects, how much is the money we have spent so far, and how much is the balance spent, including approvals or premiums that we may have to pay? Firstly. Hello.
Kunal, just give me a moment.
Sure.
Around 2,000 crores is what we have spent.
Okay, and the balance spent?
Balance spent is primarily towards construction.
Mm-hmm.
What we need to incur.
Okay, that would be around
4,500 crores.
This is for the total project. I'm assuming our share would be about 50% in this.
Yeah, I'm talking about total.
Correct. Okay, and the mix here, the capital structure that we would follow here would be in line with what we are following at the entity level, like 0.5 times net debt to equity we would maintain here as well, or?
Yeah, here as well. Holds good. For the organization as a whole is what we have indicated.
Sure. And similarly, what is the capex spent and balance to be spent at AeroCity, if you can share?
AeroCity, I don't have a breakup as such for that project alone. I have for all capital projects, Kunal. Can I let you know?
Sure. Just again, following up on an earlier question.
Balance to finish cost in AeroCity all put together will be around 1,500 crores. including the furnishing of
1,500 crores is the balance cost.
Yeah, including finishing of the rooms.
Okay, got it. No, so I was asking in terms of the question was asked by a previous participant regarding haven't we yet decided on the because we share this data on the sales potential of our commercial BKC projects versus the rental potential. I mean, how do we plan to balance this? Because we have done some part sale already to I think HDFC. So and then how should we look at, because we wouldn't have one tower which will be part sold and part leased, right? So how are we thinking of this in terms of leasing and maintaining going ahead?
No, so total sales potential has been indicated in the slide. So all projects put together will be little over around 23,000 crores. We have taken a very realistic and reasonable number, and we will only get higher number than what we have indicated. But to hold this part hold sell is a strategy that we will decide. We just started the work. These projects are going to move from upcoming to ongoing now.
How are you going to part sell, part lease? It is possible because the leases will happen in blocks and in floors. Definitely nobody is going to come and say, give me one full building to lease. So there's no problem. Whatever is sold, strata sold to somebody that they will occupy themselves. The rest will be, of course, leased out, and there should be no difficulty in that.
But Mr. Razak, we typically see that when we generally do startup sale, we don't really have any control on the genre and of the clientele that may occupy, and because we've seen
inbuilt that in all our agreements right from the beginning in Bangalore also. Somebody is buying for leasing, the entire lease management will be with us. If some company or a bank is buying for their own use, obviously we can't put any conditions to them. So that's a mix and match that we keep doing all the time.
Kunal, there's only one sale that has happened, that is for end use. Whatever sale that we do further, we'll take all aspects into consideration. It's more hypothetical what you are asking right now. We don't have any contemplated sales just now.
Sure. And my second question was on...
I request you to come back in the queue, sir.
Okay, all right.
Thank you. We have our next question from the line of Ritvik Sheth from Deep Financial Consultants Limited. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi. Thank you for the opportunity, sir. So I have one question on, you mentioned NCR and Pune. So NCR, we have been trying to enter this market, and we have one project which was delayed. So we are looking to launch this in this quarter. So, what is the hindrance in this market to grow, say, maybe in the medium term, like what we have done in Mumbai? What is the ambition here in the next 3 to 5 years? Can it be like about, say, 1,500 to 2,000 crores of sales from this region itself?
No, I think you've hit the nail on the head. That's the whole idea. If I enter a market, I should get that 1,500 to 2,000 crores sale per annum. NCR, the only problem was we've got a site, we've done the drawings, we've submitted for approval, we've done the CEC, we've done the show units, all ready for launch. Unfortunately, one was the elections in UP, and then there's some issue which our landowner said he will get resolved and get the approval. I think most probably the approval should come by this month end or next month. Moment that comes, there's a huge traction, huge demand, and that will give us the courage to tie up more properties. For us, this was just a test case, and there are many properties that are being offered to us, but we are playing it a little safe to see how the demand comes, and then based on that, we'll tie up more, and then probably we'll be there in full force in NCR also. Pune, yes, we are doing approximately 1 million square feet of office. It's half built. Another 50% still has to go. Hopefully, it will get ready in the maximum 18 months time from now. And there is a good traction again for demand for leasing, as well as there are some funds who are also interested in buying. So we'll do a mix and match. We'll see whatever suits us, whatever is good for the company. We'll take a decision on that. Net, it will be lucrative for the company.
Okay. And Pune, we are looking to enter residential also, right?
There are lots of opportunities but we want to don't want to spread ourselves too thin, too fast. We want to stabilize ourselves in Mumbai, stabilize ourselves in NCR. We have grown quite big in Hyderabad, a lot of large projects contemplated there. Chennai, very large projects under the approval. So while we are doing all that, yes, the western region, Pune is next door to Mumbai. Once Mumbai gets stabilized, we'll look at residential in Pune also. But right now, it's all contemplation. We really haven't even got a single land that we can say we've tied up or looking at.
Okay, sure. And so,
Mr. Sheth, I request you to come back in the queue.
Yeah, this is the second question.
Right, sir. Due to time constraints, I request you to restrict your question to one. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to ensure that the management will be able to address questions from all participants in the conference, please limit your questions to one. We have our next question from the line of Saurabh from JP Morgan. Please go ahead.
Sir, just wanted to follow up on this Joy Ice Cream land case and that UB City case. So with this High Court order coming in now, are you free to sell in White Meadows or are there additional approvals required? And also, what's the status of the receivables on UB City? Thank you.
Joy has given us joy finally, not agony. It was Tower 3 in White Meadows that was held up. The tower structure is ready. We didn't want to venture into any sales till we got total clarity. And with this divisional bench order, we have total clarity. We are free to do what we want to. Unless and of course somebody feels like going on an appeal to Supreme Court, and then that matter will be finally decided. But I don't think so. Looking at the type of order that we've got, even if it goes to Supreme Court, it won't even stand. Having said that, now we are gearing up. It's a total revenue potential between 450 to 500 crores. We are gearing up to see that we get this right, and that will give us that huge upside as we go along. And there is demand. Because the rest of most of the 95% of White Meadows is sold out. So this is an opportune time for us to launch it and sell it, and we are free to do it without any problem. And on UB City, you said there's no problem as far as UB City is concerned.
Sir, I was talking about Kingfisher Towers.
Kingfisher Tower, as far as we are concerned, we've sold out all our stock, redeemed all our money. Yes, there is a certain claim that we have on the landowner to get some receivables from them, including deposits, TDR money and all of it. That claim holds. It is with the official liquidator. And hopefully, in fact, we got a payment from official liquidator for the maintenance dues, almost 27 crores. So that also has given us hope that one day or the other, the official liquidator finally will decide and will obviously have to pay us our money with interest. And it will happen. The stock is there. The inventory is quite good. And whenever that happens, we'll cash out on it.
Okay. Got it, sir. I had a follow-up, but I'll come back in the queue. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We have our next question from the line of Manish Agrawal from JM Financial. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, good evening. If you could indicate more on your commercial portfolio, what sort of completions are you looking at for the next 2-3 years? And what would be the exit run rate, say, in FY24-25?
Except for Lakeshore Drive and Mumbai project, which will be 3.5 to 4 years from now, the remaining ongoing commercial projects will get completed in 3 years' time.
Okay. And what sort of exit run rate would be having?
With that?
Yeah.
Just give me a moment. I have it with me. I'll tell you.
As far as the retail goes, we had another 180 crores of rentals because with the completion of 2 malls. And as far as office goes, we had another 600 crores of rental income.
Understood. And just one question, is there any starter sale component in the 3,000 crore sales which we have shown this quarter?
Starter sales where, sir?
This quarter, office sales.
No, we are doing starter sales in one development called Prestige Tech Hub. which we just launched, and that's a very small component, some 3 lakh square feet. So we thought best is to sell it. But we've already shared this information in our investor presentation on the exit rentals for our office portfolio. It's already there, retail as well as office. And it's quite a large list that is there. And hopefully all this will get done in the next 3 years' time. In fact, there are 16 projects that are there with a total leasable area of 3.49 million square feet. 2.79 is our economic interest, with a rental of 157.5, which is what is with us, which is at the moment that is there. Now, under construction, ongoing, is where the thing that you're asking us, which will give us 722 crores, which is already operating is 157 crores, ongoing is 722 crores.
But I removed Lakeshore because I'm going to take it.
Yeah, whatever.
Sure. Thank you. That's all from my side. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have our next question from the line of Abhinav Sinha from Jefferies. Please go ahead.
Hi. Sir, can you talk a bit about how pricing is behaving on the residential part of Bangalore and what you have seen, say, like-to-like basis in your portfolio this quarter?
What is behaving? Pricing.
Pricing.
Yeah, pricing is going up, has to go up. There's no two ways because the costs also have gone up. But it's being accepted. Our latest and the biggest launch is Prestige City in Sarjapur, which is doing very well. And recently we had a launch called Prestige Green Gables and fully sold out almost. And that also gave us, I think, an average pricing of about 9,000 rupees. And the Prestige City is really gone up nicely, and it's 6,500 upwards or 6,700 upwards, and it's still selling, and it's selling with volumes.
So in percentage terms, it's up by, say, 20-odd% in last 4 quarters. Is that a fair number?
I wouldn't hazard a guess on what the percentage is because it's honestly it just keeps creeping up. So I think we need to do some homework to tell you the exact number in terms of percentages.
But double digits definitely?
Easily.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I will get back in the queue.
Thank you. We have our next question from the line of Saurabh Jalan from SJ Capital Group. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Go on, we can hear you.
Hi, sir. Good evening, sir. Congratulations on a good set of numbers. Sir, my question is regarding our entry into the Pune market. Sir, I was going through one data, sir. In that data, sir, it was mentioned that Pune residential market is 4th largest in India, and the annual size is almost 90% of Bangalore. So, sir, can you throw some light at what is the timeline which we are looking for entry into the Pune residential market?
We have looked at a few land parcels. We've done, we're evaluating. We need to do and understand the ground realities, which we will do maybe in the next 2 weeks or so. By the time we have a call next quarter, we should be able to concretely tell when we are going to launch and how many projects we will do in Pune in terms of residential.
Sir, your volume is low.
We are looking at this market, given the potential that is there, and you also are mentioning that it has got great potential. We are evaluating, and hopefully we should have something on a great this fiscal.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir, and all the best.
Thank you. We have our next question from the line of Rishabh Parekh from Sunidhi Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, just a follow-up question. Our Liberty Tower is still also shown as upcoming. Have we received permissions for this also?
Yes, fully. We have received all the permissions. That will also move to ongoing this quarter.
And okay, and the completion is 3.5, 4 years?
4 years.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We have our next question from the line of Girish Chaudhary from Spark Capital Advisors Private Limited. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for the opportunity. Just one question on your upcoming projects. If you can provide some clarity or timelines on the Noida project and then also the Prestige Highline Chennai and then the Prestige Park Grove in Bangalore. When can we expect launches?
Prestige NCR, Bougainville Gardens, waiting for the approval. Hopefully, we should get it soon. Towards the end of this quarter or early next quarter will be the launch. And Park Grove and Highline will be later Q3 or early Q4. Highline is Chennai project, Prestige Highline.
We've actually renamed that Highline to some other name, Pallava Garden. It's under approval. It all depends on how quickly the approval process happens. Moment approval comes, we will launch it. There's no issue.
Okay. But can we expect this year?
Yeah, definitely, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. We have our next question from the line of Kunal Lakhan from CLSA. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. My question was on the land spend that we've done, the 700 crores this quarter. Is this going to be a sustainable number, on a quarterly basis, considering for us to maintain that pipeline of projects to keep growing from this high base now?
Yes, that's what I mentioned while answering earlier question, 600 to 700 crores. We will have quarterly run rate.
Okay, all right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kunal.
We have our next question from the line of Abhinav Sinha from Jefferies. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So thanks for the follow-up. So on the residential bit, you mentioned that Bangalore, you were expecting sales of 8 to 8,500, Bombay of about 2,500 to 3,000. And there are other cities. So putting this together, 12,000 should be minimum to be expected this year.
That's the number that we are looking at minimum. We are actually looking at much more than that. It all depends on how soon approvals come for various projects. But the target is there, the goal is there. Hopefully, we should exceed that.
Okay. And so also on the rental bit, this is just a clarification on one of the previous questions. So when we are exiting, say, both FY23 and FY24, we understand the two malls are about to open up. Any offices will open up, and can you give us an exit rental number for, say, March 23 and March 24?
Yeah, so March 23, two projects. One is Prestige Tech Park 4, that is Ashania, and Prestige Tech Pacifica. Both should get ready, put together in around 1.5 million square foot in Bangalore. Next year we should have another 2.5 million to be ready, including Prestige Skytech in Hyderabad.
Okay. And so finally, what was the rental income in
overall next 2 years we should have 5 million square foot of office being ready and yielding.
5 million. So 1.5 plus 2.5 and some bit of mall. So that's how you're getting to 5 million or slightly
more? Also 1 million square foot.
Okay. Okay. And so what was the rental income in first quarter?
Shared, no? Is it rental?
Yeah, income, that you would have earned in the first quarter. Rental.
Mr. Sinha, I request you to stay connected. We've lost the
Sure.
management team. I'll reconnect them.
Abhinav?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Please.
Abhinav, rental for this quarter has been at 54 crores, and the exit rental for this year overall is going to be around 240 crores. Office plus retail put together, 157 crores of office and 80 crores of retail.
The 240 is as of today, right? I mean, this will climb as the
Does not include the 2 new malls.
Right, and the 2 offices which you mentioned, which would open PTP4 and Tech Pacific.
Yes, does not include those.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. I would now like to hand the conference over to the management team for closing comments. Over to you, sir.
Thank you everyone for the superlatively active participation. A lot of interaction has happened, a lot of thoughts you have brought out, and it's always a pleasure to speak to you. I do hope we've given you enough clarity. Of course, Venkat and the team are available for further clarifications whenever you want. And we really enjoyed interacting with you. Venkat, you want to add up something?
Thanks everyone once again for very interesting and engaging conversation. And we'll continue to deliver on the commitment that we have made, and looking forward to another exciting year ahead. And once again, we would like to thank the new region that has contributed and welcomed us with good numbers, that is Mumbai. And a lot of Mumbai channel partners also visited Bangalore and seen what we have done. And with support from everyone, with God's grace, hopefully we should be able to do something good like the way we've done in Bangalore and Mumbai as well. Look forward to your support. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
On behalf of Axis Capital Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.
The conference is no longer being